The winds that envelop Chicago. On this day, on the winds of change. Everyone reaches their breaking point.
This is what the Continental Classic's all about.
This year, I win the whole damn thing.
I won the Continental Classic. I want it bad.
I'm gonna win the Continental Classic.
I'm the greatest tournament wrestler of all time.
I want it, so I'm gonna take it.
At World's End, you'll be face to face with the Cosmic Killer.
And when the world ends, we will still be your AEW
Women's World Tag Team Champions.
Long struggles to take a violent turn.
Show up in Chicago for a Chicago street fight.
Everything has its finality.
No matter what you do, I walk out AEW World Champion.
I will take that championship back. It will be mine.
I'm declaring myself in top contendership.
An explosive return by MJF.
In one night, I'm about to handle all my business.
Each gust created from great force, pushing everything and everyone
Chicago, Illinois,
to the brink.
I get back what is rightfully mine.
This is our World's End.
Welcome to the final pay-per-view of 2025. What an insanely beautiful, chaotic year it has been, and it is time to bring it to a close. What better way than with the culmination of the Continental Classic Tournament? We've got championships on the line in utter brutality. This is World's End 0 Hour. I am Renee Paquette. Joining me is the recently not fired RJ City.
Yeah, congrats to me. You know, I think of autumn, I think of the World Series, I think of spring, I think of the Stanley Cup. At the end of the year truly is C2 season, and there is no better way to celebrate the apocalypse.
And this lady is going to have boots on the ground, getting some scoops and some interviews tonight. Lexi Nara's with us.
I will indeed, Renee. But Jeff, RJ, I got to be honest. If the world is ending, there is no place I would rather be. AEW's about to light up the Windy City.
You want to be here with us?
Yeah, of course.
And also joining us, the legendary generational talent. That is Double J Jeff Jarrett.
Renee, I'm fired up from Comiskey Park, Chicago Stadium, UIC Pavilion, and now here tonight at the Now Arena. You know, Chicago has hosted legendary event after legendary event. Tonight, World's End joins the list.
Another one in the books. It's all happening. We've got action right here on 0 Hour before we get into the pay-per-view. But RJ, how are we able to watch?
Tell us, RJ.
Question. In the U.S., you can watch World's End on HBO Max.
That's right. And if you guys are watching internationally on YouTube, PPV, as well as Amazon Prime, you guys don't want to miss any of it because, as I just said, the action is starting right here. Shall we run it down for you guys so that you know what you're getting into here on 0 Hour? Guys, we have Chicago's own Sky Blue teaming up with her sister of Sin in Julia Hart, taking on Hyen in Maya World.
And then on Christmas Eve, Eddie Kingston was visited by three spirits. He bought a big fat turkey, and he is ready to take on GYV's Zach Gibson tonight.
Woo! The Don Callis family is booked and busy tonight while members Rocky Romero and Mark Davis take on Bandito and Mascara Dorada.
And yes, even more action for the Don Callis family. We've got Josh Alexander teaming up with The Demand, taking on the team of Jet Speed and Jurassic Express. 8-man tag team action.
And then live on pay-per-view, our main event tonight. It's going to take a flow chart to understand all the beef between these men, but the winner will walk out the AEW Men's World Champion.
No more words, just war. The AEW Women's World Championship is on the line. Will Jamie Hayter dethrone the Cosmic Killer Chris Statlander?
FTR accepted the Bang Bang Gang's challenge. Their AEW World Tag Team Championships on the line, but we are here in Chicago, so it is going to be a Chicago street fight.
And then Nora Ephron ain't got shit on Tony Khan. This is Mixed Nuts Mayhem. Tony Storm, Madeline Kahn, Mark Briscoe, Roddy Strong, and Orange Cassidy take on the Death Riders.
These two men have been at each other's throats for weeks. We didn't even know if this match was going to happen tonight, but alas, Darby Allin has vowed to make Gabe Kidd's world end.
The Babes of Wrath defend their newly minted AEW Women's World Tag Team Championships against the CEO, Mercedes Moné, and the Ring of Honor Women's World Champion, Athena.
The spotlight is shining extra bright tonight on Gold League winner Kyle Fletcher as he takes on Blue League runner-up Jon Moxley. These two will battle it out in the semifinals of the Continental Classic.
And we are kicking off the C2 semifinals with a match everyone wanted to see. Finally, Okada versus Takeshita.
And of course, these two semifinal matchups are going to take us into the finals to crown the Continental Classic Championship. It is all happening here tonight. Now, to break it down, give us a little bit more insight, we've got a former TNT champion joining us. Please welcome Adam Cole, baby.
AEW fans, it's Adam Cole. Now let me first and foremost start by saying thank you so much for your love and support over these past few months. Hopefully you'll be seeing a lot more of me in 2026. But I don't want to talk about me right now. No, I want to talk about the two semifinals and eventual finals matchup to the Continental Classic at World's End. First and foremost, I'm going to jump into Kyle Fletcher versus Jon Moxley. Both men coming off some major losses this year, with Kyle Fletcher losing the TNT Championship and, of course, Jon Moxley losing the AEW World Championship. Trust me when I tell you, there's no one who understands how threatening Kyle Fletcher can be, but Jon Moxley, that's a different animal. If I had the chance to step into the ring with a confident Jon Moxley, or Jon Moxley with something to prove, I'm taking confident Moxley any day of the week, which is why I think Jon Moxley is winning this semifinal matchup. Then, of course, we have Okada versus Takeshita. Okada is one of the most decorated professional athletes in the history of this sport, but Takeshita has momentum. Right now, Takeshita is on a roll that I don't know if anybody is going to be able to stop. I think Takeshita is going to beat Okada. Then, in my opinion, Jon Moxley versus Takeshita, the finals of the Continental Classic at World's End. I talked before about how dangerous Jon Moxley is, but sometimes that doesn't matter. Sometimes someone has so much momentum, so much drive, is so close to breaking through and becoming one of the best professional wrestlers walking this planet that they can't be stopped. And I truly do believe in my heart that man is Takeshita. So I think Takeshita walks away as the winner of the Continental Classic at World's End. Now who knows what's going to happen? I might be completely off, but what I do know is that we're all going to get the chance to witness the best day in professional wrestling on the planet. Boom.
Expert analysis delivered by Adam Cole ahead of the Continental Classic semifinals kicking off World's End. But right now, the 0 hour action beginning as we speak. Let's go to the ring in Arcadiaura.
The following tag team contest is scheduled for one fall. Introducing first, Hyan and Maya World.
Hyan and Maya World, an impressive performance this past Thursday night, or Christmas Collision, when they took on the AEW Women's World Tag Team Champions, Harley Cameron, Willow Nightingale, the Babes of Wrath. Tony.
Yeah, they got something a little bit different, though, here tonight, don't they, Nigel?
A little added incentive as well. By the pricking of my thumb, the sister of sin, this way come.
And their opponents, Julia Hart and Sky Blue, the Sisters of Sin!
You know, Skyler, I would think that this would be a very exciting homecoming for Sky Blue here in the Chicagoland area, but she is so stoic and so mysterious, it's hard to read her now if she's excited or not.
I was going to say, does anything excite Sky Blue anymore other than punishing her opponents, punishing people inside and outside of the ring? And she has fallen in, Nigel, with a rough crowd in Julia Hart and the Toxic Spider Tekla.
Well, that's one way of looking at it. Another way is to call them a very successful and aggressive crowd. It was a backstage attack by the Triangle of Madness that actually saw Hyan and Maya World try to stand up for the AEW women's division. And after he left them laying with the rest of the locker room tonight, a big opportunity for this young tag team from Texas, who never teamed together before AEW, but have really started to show promise. As you mentioned last week on Collision, the match against the AEW Women's Tag Team Champions will be in action.
Hyan starting for her side, opposite Sky Blue. And of course, we talked about the AEW Women's World Tag Team Champions, the victory over Hyan and Maya World. They will be in action at World's End, taking on Athena and Mercedes Moné, two of the most decorated champions in this sport. And you can join us on pay-per-view at the top of the hour on HBO Max. Just visit hbomax.com/AEW for more information on how to order. And right now, Hyan avoiding the stomps from Sky Blue. Takes her down. Arm drag, though, returned by Sky Blue. Pump kick missed. Roundhouse kick missed. And a standoff here in the early moments of this contest.
Well, I think Hyan is showing a lot of confidence, and I really think that comes from the fact that they've been wrestling very successfully in AEW, like you said, Excalibur, even though they hadn't teamed together before.
Right now, Sisters of Sin in control, tag made out to Julia Hart. Double hammer throw, perhaps on the way. It is, and down goes Hyan, courtesy of the Sisters of Sin.
Maya World very concerned.
Oh, wait a
coming
second.
off of the corner.
Just a one count for Hyan and Maya World. Yeah, swept out the leg of Sky Blue, pulling her out of the ring. Now Hyan with the advantage, leg drop into a pinning predicament. Just a 2 count, says referee Mike Posey.
Determined, genuine Hyan. As I mentioned, fellow Texas native with Maya World, who goes by the term the It Girl. I asked Hyan what that meant. She said, she's just that bitch, if you know what I mean.
Right now, Maya World and Hyan got Julia Hart strung up on the ropes, and Maya over the top. Senton comes crashing down on Julia Hart, but in from behind comes Sky Blue.
Yeah, mistake by Maya World that time. Don't pose. You got the Sisters of Sin behind you. They're going to take the advantage.
Quickly corrected herself, though. Maya World now. Big opportunity.
Sending both of the sisters to the outside. She made the tag. Hyan is legal for their side. And now these two women looking to take flight.
Wow.
But Tope interruptus, courtesy of the Sisters of Sin.
A little too early. Hyan, Maya World looking to make a statement against a far more established team here in AEW. And that's why they're a far more established team.
Yeah, I think Maya World and Hyan just tried something they shouldn't have right there. They just getting a little excited being here on 0 Hour.
Now cover made inside the ring. Julia Hart.
Huge opportunity for this young tag team. I say young tag team, but they're certainly not debuting in professional wrestling. Hyan, well over a decade in the job.
But right now, Julia Hart punishing Hyan, and this match in the AEW Women's World Tag Team Division, or Women's Tag Team Division, could have big implications. Sisters of Sin, victory here could set them up to challenge whoever leaves World's End later on tonight with the AEW Women's World Tag Team Championship. Snapmare. Sky Blue, kick to the side of the head. Hyan rattled there. Fans here in Chicago still filing into the Now Arena, but support for Sky Blue.
Look at this.
Front kick. Great teamwork by the sisters. Now cover made. Leg is hooked. Hyan, though, able to kick out.
Yeah, you can tell the difference between the team that's been together for quite a while and the team that is not. And it's really showing here in the early moments of this matchup.
Hyan looking for a suplex. So is Sky Blue. Neither find it yet.
Oh, man.
Oh, great power there by Hyan. Taking Sky Blue over the top with the suplex, and now Hyan realizing she needs to make the tag. Sky trying to cut her off. Hyan ducks underneath, ducks under again. Pump kick, takes down Sky Blue, and makes the crawl, makes the tag to Maya World.
Change on the other end as well.
Julia Hart legal, and Julia Hart taken off her feet two times consecutively. Now Maya World stringing together some combination offense, leaping elbow strike in the corner. Hammer throw, reversed, great agility. Maya World and answering with the drop kick.
Deceptively agile Maya World, who cites both Mercedes Moné and Athena, believe it or not, as big inspirations in her career. Oh, cover.
Cazador rolls through. No, the stomp. Maya World, great adaptation, great timing, and very nearly the 3 count.
Thought for sure she had it that time. All of her power, the foot, the weight down on the midsection. A good job by Julia to get out of it.
Diane tags in. Now some double team offense perhaps awaiting Julia Hart. She puts on the brakes. Maya World sent to the outside, boot in the face of Hyann. Stumbles, now Sky Blue legal.
Ooh, ran right into that boot, and again, though. Quick pro quo, Clarice.
But Maya World from behind, elbow strikes being exchanged, center of the ring.
Yeah, Sky Blue just eating these elbow strikes and coming back with her own.
Oh, Sky just wound up and cracked Maya World with that one. Looking for kaboom.
She got it.
Found it, center of the ring.
No! Hyann was the legal competitor, not Maya World. A rare miscalculation from Sky Blue.
Swing and a miss, but the kick from Julia Hart didn't miss. Neither did the one from Sky Blue. And now Hyann isolated by the Sisters of Sin. And driven down. Sky makes the cover. 2, 3.
Here are your winners, the Sisters of Sin.
That was a solid win, Excalibur. Solid.
Most certainly was. Sky Blue and Julia Hart looking very, very dangerous here tonight, Nigel.
Very much so, and they're looking ahead to World's End. And who will lead with the AEW Women's Tag Team titles?
And coming up in our main event at World's End, it is the 4-way match for the AEW World Championship. Who will leave Chicago with the title? Will it be Samoa Joe, Swerve Strickland, Hangman Adam Page, or MJF? You son of a bitch! For the second time, Samoa Joe claims the richest prize in our sport.
What stands before you is a man with a mind that rivals Sun Tzu, a strategist of unparalleled splendor.
I came back to AEW for the AEW World Championship.
At World's End, this will be a 3-way match, and I cannot guarantee you who will leave as champion, but it will not be you.
The rent is due, and the devils come to collect.
MJF, I will always be above you.
You all claim to have this unending hate for me. It seems maybe the hatred spreads further than you all anticipated.
You are getting your ass beat.
All your hopes and dreams taking this from me come to an end at World's End.
In one night, I'm about to handle all my business.
You cannot kill a god with bullets.
Because my name,
I will walk out AEW champion.
Maxwell Jacob Reedman.
You have messed up worse than you know.
And I'm better than you.
Who's out?
And you know it.
A treacherous main event awaits us in just over 40 minutes at World's End live on pay-per-view.
The following contest is scheduled for one fall. Introducing first, accompanied by James Drake.
Now you're having a nightmare. I'll take it from here. I am Liverpool's #1, Zach Gibson. This man is James Drake. Together, we are grizzled young veterans. Tonight,
wait a second.
Well, Zach Gibson interrupting our ring announcer, but Eddie Kingston interrupting Zach Gibson.
And his opponent from Yonkers, New York, weighing 244 pounds, Eddie Kingston.
And he's red hot right now, guys.
The time for talking is over. Eddie Kingston, he came here to fight. This match spilling out from the Boxing Day Brawl, Ring of Honor. Kingston Kingston picked up a victory over James Drake, and now looking to defeat the other member of the Grizzly Young veterans, Zach Gibson here. Back elbow. Kingston coming out. He is fired up.
And coming off a win last week on Collision against Nathan Cruz, one of the friends, close confidants of GYV.
It was the beginning of this match that raised the ire of the Grizzled Young veterans. Eddie Kingston making his way into the ring for the match, breezed past the veterans, a blatant show of disrespect, and so ultimately the Grizzled Young veterans had to get some payback. And after the match between Gibson and Kingston, Zach Gibson did exactly that.
Gibson flinging himself at Eddie Kingston.
Almost like a decapitation.
Liverpool's #1. Bigger than the Beatles, Tony, if you can believe that.
I don't believe that, as a matter of fact.
Eddie Kingston, as we take another look at this, he had his eyes on James Drake, did not see Zach Gibson coming flying in. Eddie Kingston, of course, the winner of the first ever Continental Classic. As Kingston just recently returning from injury. So he was not part of the field for 2025 Continental Classic, but I'm sure would love to be back in the mix.
I think Eddie Kingston is the most identifiable wrestler that we have here.
Not even a 1 count there. Kingston trying to make a statement with his finger as well as his kick out. The chant for Eddie goes out.
And I say that about Kingston because you can hear the fans chant his name. There's nothing flashy about him. He comes to work. He is serious. Stomps his way to the ring.
And John Lennon said it best. The working class hero is something to be. Oh, look at this. Gibson drops for the single leg.
Changes levels, takes Kingston down. And remember, Kingston, he was out of action for nearly a year and a half due to a leg injury. That's got to be lurking, lingering in the mind of Eddie Kingston.
Yeah, that was at the hands of Gabe Kidd, who we're going to see tonight going up against Darby Allin when World's End takes the air in less than 40 minutes now, Excalibur.
Chops being exchanged, and you can join us on pay-per-view just over 37 minutes away on HBO Max. Visit hbomax.com/AEW. Gibson now trying to get the better of Kingston with those chops, but Kingston fires back with one of his own.
Yeah, Gibson made a mistake by hitting the ropes that time, I think. Well,
Kingston, though, is still suffering from this onslaught by Zach Gibson. In my opinion, a great aficionado for the British heavyweight style.
Kingston taking a moment to steel himself. I mentioned that Kingston won the inaugural Continental Classic just a few years ago. We will see the semifinals and the final round match of the 2025 Continental Classic here tonight at World's End when we go live on pay-per-view. Rapid-fire chops to the chest. Kingston builds up speed and just a boot into the jaw of Zach Gibson.
James Drake looking to get involved. Oh, wait a second.
Kingston
grabbing the scarf that was used to choke him. Oh.
Driven down by James Drake. The referee didn't see it, but knows something is amiss.
Well, Drake took the spot. Good thing the referee, good thing for Drake, the referee didn't see it or he'd be gone.
Look at Gibson, poised to strike.
Gibson coming off the middle. Whoa! Wow! Blower! Upset in the making here. No! Kingston, though, kicking out.
Didn't think Eddie would kick out, guys. Neither that time did Gibson.
You saw that knee landing flush to the jaw of Kingston, who's grabbing his own. Just watch here. Look at the torque and the whiplash. Boom! Right underneath the jaw. Almost a knockout blow for the Yonkers native.
Yeah, that's about as well as you can execute a lung blower, I would think. That was very well done.
But Eddie Kingston, to borrow a cliche, is triple tough. We saw it in the Continental Classic. We saw it when he held that title and defended it across the world.
But the man who beat him for it, Kazuchika Okada, who still, at least on paper, holds the title, having relinquished it at the beginning of the tournament, still in with the opportunity to reclaim his property.
Kazuchika Okada, Konosuke Takeshita, the dream match. Also a semifinal match in the 2025 Continental Classic will kick off World's End just 35 minutes away from that one.
I was thinking that you could just do so much to Eddie as far as trying to browbeat him and trash talking.
Whoa, look at this. Gibson getting the better with the palm strikes. Unprotected to the jaw. Kingston's got to watch out for a knockout.
Handstand the leaping Enziguri. Gibson is dazed, and Eddie Kingston, DDT!
That's how he beat Nathan Cruz.
And that's how he beat Zach Gibson. Oh, but James Drake immediately on the bell.
Yeah, Eddie should have seen this coming, but look at this.
The numbers advantage again. Eddie Kingston's got no friends here.
As Drake using that scarf to choke out Eddie Kingston. While Zach Gibson getting to his feet after that DDT. A GYV with Kingston in a very, very precarious position.
Deja vu from what we saw in Ring of Honor. Here it comes again, the coast-to-coast dropkick into the face. Kingston. Oh, wait a second. Yes, he does have a friend. It's his best friend, Ortiz.
Ortiz to the ring. He's been out with injury, and now he's back. And with vengeance, Ortiz, the mad ball in hand.
How about that? How long has it been since we've seen Ortiz? That's what he thinks about GYV.
And a timely intervention by Ortiz just when Kingston needed it most.
You're a dead man.
It seems like GYV just as surprised as the rest of us, Nigel.
A surprise for now, though. That will turn to some plotting. James Drake said to Ortiz, "You're a dead man."
Eddie seemed very surprised. Ortiz came out. Look at this.
Although reinforcements just when Eddie Kingston needed it here. But a victory nonetheless for Kingston. The DDT ended the night for Zach Gibson.
This is a dead man. Shouldn't be involved.
We are just over half an hour away from World's End live on pay-per-view, and we will kick off our broadcast with the semifinals of the 2025 Continental Classic. Kazuchika Okada, Konosuke Takeshita, 1-on-1, plus Jon Moxley and Kyle Fletcher. The winners of those matches will go on to the Continental Classic Final to determine who will leave World's End as the AEW Continental Champion. Let's take a look.
Sometimes it feels like the whole world is on my shoulders. It's the only thing that feels right. This is just how I'm built.
Moxley coming off a dismal run of form, the worst we've ever seen in his AEW career.
I like the Continental Classic. Everything gets laid bare.
Moxley knows what's at stake here. It's about the Continental Classic, but it's so much bigger for him.
When it's over, I left it all out there. All of it.
Last year, I was the Blue League winner, and this year, I take home Gold League. Whoever's next, good luck.
Kyle Fletcher is overconfident. He's going to get in trouble.
I am still the Proto-Star. Tonight changes nothing.
If there is one grain of sand left in the hourglass, I can still score. I live for this.
Jon Moxley moves on.
Continental Classic season stops for nobody.
60 seconds. Can Kyle Fletcher do it?
Just like I said I was going to.
Kyle Fletcher, can you get it done when it really counts? No room for error, no mistakes. With every instinct, everything in my body, I want it.
Mox, this is everything to me. This year, I win the whole damn thing.
I'm gonna show you bitches why I'm the best tournament wrestler of all time.
It's Okada to Takeshita in the semifinals.
I'm sure who is the Adwa.
This is competition. These are high-level athletes.
We've already seen the tensions bubbling over with Okada and Takeshita. We know they can't wait to fight each other.
Everything's fine, and we're going to prove it to you. Run for your life! But at the end of the day, This is family.
A match that the world has wanted to see.
Okada is the greatest tournament wrestler of all time.
Who is the IWGP World Heavyweight Champion?
The best bell-to-bell wrestler on the planet. The first member of the Don Callis family.
You can taste it, you can feel it, and at World's End, you will see it.
It is hard to believe that these main event caliber matches will be kicking off our World's End broadcast on pay-per-view just half an hour away. Kyle Fletcher, Jon Moxley, Kazuchika Okada, Konosuke Takeshita, the winners meet in the Continental Classic Finals.
The following tag team contest is scheduled for one fall. Introducing first, at a combined weight of 418 pounds, Mark Davis and Rocky Azúcar Romero.
Isn't it something that you see and hear the word greed before Don Callis' family makes its way out? As it should be, I would think. Look at the
Capitalist, certainly.
Capitalist, absolutely. You know, we are sold out here tonight at this great arena. The only way you can see it is on pay-per-view, guys.
We will be on pay-per-view at the top of the hour, live around the world. In the U.S., you can join us via HBO Max. Visit hbomax.com/AEW International. You can join us Prime Video, YouTube, ppv.com, Triller TV.
And their opponents, first, accompanied by Alex Abrahantes from Mexico City, Mexico, weighing 167 pounds. He's the CMLL World Trios and historic welterweight champion, Mascara Dorada.
Oscar Dorada, the first athlete from CMLL to compete in the Continental Classic. He did not advance to the semifinals. However, he did have a very, very impressive showing.
And his partner from Torreon, Mexico, weighing 211 pounds. He is the Ring of Honor World Champion, Bandito.
And this past Wednesday, the Christmas Eve Dynamite, Nigel Bandito picked up a little more jewelry in the form of the Dynamite Diamond Ring.
That's right, facing off against Ricochet, a superlative matchup between two of the top high flyers in the world today, but Bandito left with not only the victory, but also a future AEW World title opportunity at Maximum Carnage, the middle of January, against whoever leaves Chicago as the AEW World Champion.
That's coming up on Phoenix, I'd say. And this young man is so red hot. Listen to the response from the fans.
And Maximum Carnage coming up January 14th as we make our return to Phoenix, where Bandito will face whoever leaves World's End tonight as the AEW World Champion. Could be MJF, Swerve Strickland, Hangman Adam Page, or Samoa Joe. A true toss-up in tonight's World's End main event. Fans beginning today, and for a limited time only, the AEW Bacon Brawl Combo is available at all White Castle locations nationwide through January 31st. That's 2 bacon cheese sliders, fries, and a soft drink. Make sure to stop by any White Castle location and order the AEW Bacon Brawl Combo.
Guarantee you, Mark Davis could chow down about 10 of those.
Not kidding.
The size of this man, he's been affectionately known as the Tank. Ooh, there we go.
Side headlock taken by the Ring of Honor World Champion Bandito.
He went right back for more because Mark Davis just threw him off easily.
Davis is a huge man.
Oh, running through the chop of Bandito. And the strength of Bandito, Nigel, is not a secret. But when he's matched up against somebody like Mark Davis, it's tough for him to employ that power.
Just the power and the momentum of Dunkzilla. Huge Australian, since making his return back in March of this year. been training with drop bears in the Outback, from what I understand.
I'm sorry, repeat that again?
He's been training with drop bears in the Outback.
Where do you get this information? Look at the power, though.
The power from the slam and then the senton. Davis using his size well, both knees into the chest of Bandito.
That was a mistake.
Davis is somebody that is been a tag team specialist throughout his career, of course. Came into AEW, teamed up with Kyle Fletcher, part of Aussie Open, both men members of the Don Callis family.
Don Callis certainly has a lot invested in World's End tonight already. 75% chance of winning the Continental title, and if you take John Moxley's damaged ankle into account, it might be close to the 90%.
Right now, Mascara Dorada, Rocky Romero. Frenetic pace here. Dorada showing off his agility. And comes around. T. Harris brings down Romero. And Dorada very easily up to his feet.
Rocky Romero might be looking for a little bit of payback here against Dorado. Dorado that defeated Rocky Romero in the final of the 2023 Leyenda de Plata tournament. The Silver Legend.
That was 2 years ago. And they know it's... Look at this.
Dorada, impressive display.
He's unbelievable. This young man can really, really go. Look at the fans.
And we see the semifinal matchup in the 2025 Continental Classic. Kyle Fletcher, John Moxley.
Watch out!
Oh, Davis catching Mascara Dorada and Rocky Romero with the boot.
Davis just threw him out like he's throwing trash out of the house.
But Bandito, though. Oh, Bandito eats a powerful right hand from Mark Davis, and now Bandito up against the barricade. Davis.
Man, you could see that one coming a mile away. Everybody but Bandito could.
Bandito just got crushed against the barricade, and now Mascara Dorada fighting at a distinct disadvantage against the Don Callis family.
Hey, Mark Davis is just so violent. Everything he does.
Romero on the move, drop kick. As
here we go.
Rock Romero, preemptive celebration. Believes he's got the match well in hand, and Bandito still down on the floor. Mascara Dorada in serious trouble here, Nigel.
Yeah, Dorada, wrong part of the ring with the wrong people. Alex Abraham is the hype man on the outside, trying to will his man back. But there's no one in the corner to make a check if he even gets there.
Excalibur, you mentioned that Dorada was the only full-time CMLL wrestler to participate in this Continental Classic. He had 6 points in the blue. He had a very good tournament, really.
Great showing in the Continental Classic. Oh, Davis, nobody home, and tag made out to Bandito. There you see the bottom of your screen internationally. You can join us on Prime Video, YouTube, ppv.com, and Triller TV. For World's End, just 22 minutes away, and there is the raw power from Bandito, but the assist by Mark Davis send Bandito into the corner, and Bandito pair of boots for the Don Callis family men.
Oh, brother.
Crossbody caught, but Bandito steadies himself. The tornado tips the scales in favor of the Luchadors and Mascarado.
Isn't it amazing Bandito can still stand after what we saw down here to our left on the floor?
Certainly a resilient man, and take a look at this. A big risk, and it certainly paid off. And now, this Lucha Libre team.
Rocky Romero asking for a timeout, but instead runs into the waiting arms of Mascara Dorada and Bandito. Showing some great synergy tonight. Not typically a tag team, but called into action tonight against the Don Callis family. And Dorada underneath as Rocky Romero up. Romero gets flattened by Dorada. Now Bandito to the top. And the forward splash. 1, 2, no! Davis there to break up the pinning predicament.
That was razor thin right that time.
Great timing from Davis to save this match for his team.
Big man, get up.
Yeah, Davis the leaping kick, and Rocky Romero the sliced bread. Cover made, 2. Whoa, very, very close.
That would have been big to pin Bandito, wouldn't it, Ben?
Bandito with so much momentum.
Right.
Not only the Ring of Honor World Champion, but as we mentioned, winning the Dynamite Diamond Ring. He's got that shot at the AEW World Championship just over 2 weeks away at Maximum Carnage when we return to Phoenix. Rocky Romero, the forever clotheslines, and Davis with a chop, just anchoring Bandito in the corner. See Wednesday, January 14th, Maximum Carnage. Bandito will challenge whoever holds the AEW World Championship. Dorada just took Romero down, and Dorada able to slip underneath Davis twice in a row. Comes up. Dorada, tremendous body control.
Davis opting to roll to the outside, and that's left Romero into his own 2-on-1 disadvantage.
Bandito with Romero up on the shoulders. X-knee for Rocky Romero, and that's not it. Mascara Dorada to the top. Shooting star press. And wait, Dorada, he's not done. The boost over the top. Bandito just tossing Dorada at Mark Davis, and now Bandito, the 21-plex. 1, 2, 3.
Here are your winners, Mascara Dorada and Bandito.
I'm telling you, this team, first time we've seen them together, sensational. What symmetry as a tag team.
The sky is the limit for Bandito and Mascara Dorada. Should they choose to become a regular duo? And if they do, that could turn the tag team scene on its head in All Elite Wrestling.
Is this the clone? The clone?
Well, fans, we apologize for that technical interruption, but right now, let's take a look at our Women's World Championship match coming up at World's End. Jamie Hayter challenges Chris Statlander for the title.
Jamie Hayter, the former world champion, wants a shot at that title.
Jamie, go ahead and hit me with every lariat that you want. I will keep getting back up. And maybe if you learned how to do that too, you'd still have this.
Thank you very much for the motivation, Stat. Truly, I appreciate it. I'm not here to shake your hand. And I'm definitely not here to have a lesson from you.
If you want the answers you're looking for, let's do this.
Jamie Hayter, Chris Statlander, one-on-one for the AEW Women's World Championship.
The woman you teamed with tonight isn't going to be the woman you face at World's End.
I want it, so I'm gonna take it. My sob story is over. But if you want to keep yours going, I have no problem making you cry about it.
Chris Statlander, the only woman to be TBF champion and women's world champion.
You will find out why I am the galaxy's greatest.
I'm here to win my world title back. Nothing more, nothing less. It really is as simple as that. We'll see you at World's End, mate.
Will the reign of Chris Statlander as AEW Women's World Champion continue, or will it be the second coronation of Jamie Hayter? We will find out at World's End.
This is an 8-man tag team contest scheduled for one fall. Introducing first, at a combined weight of 377 pounds, the Jet, Kevin Knight, and Speedball, Mike Bailey, Jet Speed.
Coming off a very positive Continental Classic, Jet Speed headed into this unique 8-man tag team match. Let's find out a little more about how we got here.
What I'm super excited for, the Demand and my man, the walking weapon, Josh Alexander, are going to team up to take on Jet Speed and the Jurassic Express. You know, I can't stand that little bastard.
I hate it.
Jack Perry.
I hate it.
I got the secret sauce of how to get to Jack Perry. You take out the dinosaur, clip his nuts.
I got a great idea. You're not going to regret this. You're going to love it. I got an idea. I got you.
Someone else doing the thinking besides me. I love this. This is going to be fantastic. Tonight, the Don Callis family and Demand rolls.
Don Callis getting his New Year's resolution started early. He said one of his resolutions was to get along better with his co-workers. The other was to take terrible vengeance against his enemies.
Joining them at a combined weight of 465 pounds, Jungle, Jack Perry, and Luchasaurus.
Await us from behind.
They said what they were going to do. Yep. Take out the dinosaur, clip his nuts.
And Ricochet with that AEW National Championship, bashing the skull of Jack Perry. Now, Josh Alexander, the fourth man for the Demands team, out here, and Khan stomping Jack Perry while Toa Leona is choking Luchasaurus at the top of the ramp. And
Jack Perry got back to his feet, Excalibur, but look, Luchasaurus is still down.
As Ricochet sending Speedball Mike Bailey. Oh, God! Khan the suplex on the ramp. And this match hasn't begun, but the mugging is well in hand.
Yeah, you saw right there Alexander just smiling and pointing like it was a traffic cop or something.
Wait a second, they're taking the dinosaur to the back.
Toa Leona, Bishop Khan taking Luchasaurus to the back. Wait a second. Jet Speed throwing themselves at the national champion Ricochet and the walking weapon, Josh Alexander.
And notice that Jack Perry is still down. That was a nasty spill. To use the word spill. Wow.
Both members of Jet Speed competed in the Continental Classic this year, finishing with 6 points. Kevin Knight picking up 2 of the most impressive, I think the biggest victories of his career over Darby Allin and over Kazuchika Okada, the Rainmaker.
Wait a second. Ricochet.
Whoa! Ricochet thrown out of the ring. GOA, Toa Leona, Bishop Khan. They were coming back. I don't know what they did to Luchasaurus backstage, but he is yet to emerge. If he emerges at all right now, I think this is a numerical disadvantage for Jet Speed and Jack Perry.
Whoa, nice UFO splash cover.
1, 2.
This is what Jet Speed's got to do. A huge numbers disadvantage now. It's ostensibly a 4-on-2 handicap match. Jurassic Express, for all intents and purposes, taken out.
Josh Alexander sent face first into that top turnbuckle pad, and he's arguing with the referee. Oh my God! Speedball Mike Bailey shoved from the top by Ricochet, and Bailey came down very, very awkwardly on the outside.
Yeah, look at that, could break an ankle the way he hit that apron.
Bailey there tried to break his fall, touching the apron on the way down, but without any wrestling boots, that may have done some considerable damage.
Excalibur, you mentioned about the success that Jet Speed had during the Continental Classic.
Cover made here by Ricochet. 2.
I mean, there's no question that the biggest wins, I think, in his AEW career for Kevin Knight came in the Continental Classic. There was no doubt.
Most certainly did, as Ricochet, Kokeshi-style headbutt. As we see it on the bottom of your screen, the semifinal round matches in the 2025 Continental Classic, which will kick off our World's End broadcast just over 11 minutes away. Jon Moxley, Kyle Fletcher, Konosuke Takeshita versus the Rainmaker, Kazuchika Okada, is the tag made here. And the winners of those matches will go on to the Continental Classic final. And the winner of that match will not only win the tournament, but if it's not Kazuchika Okada, will become the new AEW Continental Champion.
Jet Speed have been reduced to a walking pace against 4 absolute muggers here.
Yeah, I was going to say 2-on-4 will do that to you.
As Ricochet, I just noticed at the bottom of the screen, is running away from the ramp where Jack Perry is still down. So Ricochet may be trying to ensure that Jack Perry does not make it up to his corner.
I think Jack is doing all that he can to even get to his feet right now. He's come a long way down that rampway.
I think this is so easy for Ricochet. He just wanted to spend a little more energy warming up on the outside.
Ricochet, this past Wednesday night, Christmas Eve Dynamite, came very, very close to getting control of that Dynamite Diamond ring, to earning a shot at the AEW World Championship at Maximum Carnage. It was not meant to be. Cover made. Bayley able to kick out. It was Bandito that won the match, but Ricochet, he's still the AEW National Champion.
I think we could say that's very, very apparent that Ricochet has had one of the best 20-25s of any wrestler. Singles, trios, tag team. He's had a great year.
He came out with the gold, the national title.
He held Bayley open for Bishop Kaun there, delivering that toe kick straight to the ribs. Now Kaun for the hammer throw. Bayley anchors himself to the corner, but now Kaun just unleashing a barrage of elbow strikes.
Bayley still wants to stay in the corner. Goes against the old adage, you do keep Bayley in the corner.
Nicely done, Nigel. You know what? Bishop Kaun has one of the greatest muscular physiques in all the world. Take a look at this powerhouse. Oh! But a foot will stop that.
He just got a very close-up look at the sole of Mike Bailey's foot. And then the drop kick takes Bishop Kaun off his feet. Kevin Knight.
Nope, he's not going to get there.
For the tag, but Ricochet takes the jet off the apron and sent him over the barricade into the front row.
Nice. Front row getting their money's worth there. Oh, wait a second. Oh, this match could be over quickly.
Josh Alexander trying to drive down speedball Mike Bailey, but Bailey able to power his way out, breaks the grip of Alexander, and now the knee drop, and Jack Perry up to the apron for the first time in this match.
Boy, and he walks in, man.
Jack is back.
He is hopping, man.
Jack Perry gets the tag, and Perry into the fray. Elbow strike for Kaun. Back elbow for Josh Alexander. Now Perry, low bridge, sends to Leonis going to the outside. No, Jack. Guillotine over the top rope. As Perry comes back, lariat for Jack Perry.
One of the great AEW originals, 115 wins in his career here in All Elite Wrestling.
Jack Perry, who entered the Continental Classic, filling in for the injured Darby Allin, made it a tremendous showing for himself, and now perhaps with the win, but
yikes.
Bishop Kaun intervening at the last possible moment.
Well, thankfully, if you're Jet Speed, Jack Perry giving this young tag team a little bit of respite, but for how much longer is now two members of Demand looking to exact their demands.
It's still 4-on-3 now, so the number's still against Jack Perry and Jet Speed, obviously.
Remember, Perry picked up that ankle injury in his first contest in the Continental Classic, but now perhaps picking up even more injuries, courtesy of the Demand. Ricochet, the running shooting star, and Jet Speed there in time to break up.
If you're the Demand, are you going to try to end this quickly? Because by the feel of the momentum, Jet Speed and Jack Perry are starting to get back into this match.
Yeah, that's a great call. Do it now. Get it over with. And I think they're trying, Nigel.
Remember, they're doing this all down a man, Luchasaurus. We have not seen him since the early moments of this match, but Jet Speed and Jack Perry showing no signs of slowing down, as you said, Nigel.
Kevin Knight getting the F out of there, but right a second, small package.
Jack Perry's got Ricochet center of the ring, and oh, almost took the match there. Perry now the backslide, high stack on it. Ricochet able to roll through, ducks underneath, and Ricochet answers a powerful lariat of his own. And Ricochet, Death Valley driver, cover made, 2, 3, no! Perry showing his toughness, his resilience.
Heck of a combination with the lariat and Death Valley driver, but not a good cover for Ricochet. Jack was able to get out of it.
Listen to that response.
Sometimes arrogance can get the best of you, right, Nigel?
I guess so.
Yeah, you should know.
Ricochet loading up that spirit gun. He's got Jack Perry in his sights.
What? Ho, ho, ho. Look at this, all bandaged up.
Luchasaurus bandaged up, but still coming to the ring. The lariat for Bishop Khan. Josh Alexander goes down. And Ricochet, Spirit Gun, nobody home. Jack Perry makes the tag. And now Luchasaurus legal.
The monster's loose.
Ricochet got taken off his feet. The lunging shot from Bailey, and triangle moonsault wipes out Leone on the outside. And Kevin Knight, just a springboard, taking out Khan and Josh Alexander. And Luchasaurus choke slam.
One arm, for crying out loud.
Tag made, Jack Perry. Now it's his turn to line up. Ricochet, the knee to the side of the head. Perry, 2, 3.
Here are your winners, Sexy and Jurassic Express!
Well, far from clipping Luchasaurus's nuts, they just gave him a shot in the ass. The dinosaur came out and changed the complete complexion of this match. Jack Perry just pinned the national champion.
Certainly a situation to keep our eyes on. After a successful Continental Classic, Jack Perry just beat Ricochet, the national champion, as you mentioned, Nigel. Well, that is the end of the action here on 0 Hours. We turn our attention to World's End. Let's head up to the ramp and the panel.
Gentlemen, we are off to a hot start here tonight in Chicago. I expected no less. How you feeling tonight? Feeling the energy?
I feel claustrophobic. It's too much chaos.
How do you watch? How do you watch?
That's a great question, Jeffrey. If you're in the United States, you can watch AEW World's End on HBO Max.
Yes, and if you guys are watching internationally on YouTube, PPV, as well as with our friends at Amazon Prime, we've got all the action happening here tonight. You guys don't want to miss any of this. This is what's happening on the pay-per-view. For the AEW World Championship, it is a 4-way matchup. Swerve Strickland takes on Samoa Joe, Hangman Adam Page, and MJF.
And the AEW Women's World Championship is on the line. Hater hits hard. Does Big Stat Daddy hit harder?
The AEW World Tag Team Championships are on the line. FTR accepted the challenge from the Bang Bang Gang. It's all going down here tonight. It's a Chicago street fight.
Steve Martin was not broad enough. It didn't do well at the box office. Nevertheless, Mixed Nuts Mayhem is tonight. Roddy, Orange Briscoe, Tony Storm against the Death Riders.
This was a match that we did not even know was going to happen tonight. These men are willing to do whatever it takes to take the other man out. Gabe Kidd versus Darby Allin is going down here tonight in Chicago.
And the first ever defense of the AEW Women's World Tag Team Championships. Who are they, babes? What do they have? Their hands full.
We are on the cusp of the finals of the of the Continental Championship, but we got to hit the semis first. We've got Jon Moxley taking on the winner of the Gold League and Kyle Fletcher.
And we are kicking off the C2 semis with this. I can't believe this is finally happening under way different circumstances. Okada to Keshta.
And this will bring us to the finals. Who will be crowned the Continental Champion tonight? Could be any one of those 4 men. This has become such a prestigious tournament here in AEW to imagine which one of these men is going to walk away the victor tonight. Double J, you got any guesses?
Oh, I got a great guess. I think Takeshita is going to kick the night off and close it. He's walking out here, the C2 champ.
I said it a while ago. Say it again.
The American Dragons have fun tonight.
Ladies and gentlemen,
I was going to talk about Kyle Fletcher. I think he's going all the way. I don't think Bryan Danielson agrees.
Well, that man right there will certainly have some insight. He has been there. He has been in the ring. He knows what's all going to go down. Guys, this is it. This is our final pay-per-view for 2025. This is World's End. We are going to be live on pay-per-view for some of the best wrestling on the planet. Don't miss it. We'll see you guys there.